Steven with Parts Doctor. I'm going to show you how to replace the user interface and display board on the Samsung dryer. We'll leave the tools needed in the description below. Let's get started. The reason you may need to replace this board is if you are unable to make selections to control your dryer's functions, or if the display is failing to show any information. For this repair, unplug or disconnect power to the dryer. The first thing we need to do is get access to the back of the dryer to remove the 2 Phillips screws for the top cover. Next, place your foot at the bottom of the dryer, place your hands on the top, and pull towards you until the top cover releases. This may require some force. Now, remove these 4 Phillips screws. Next, gently lift up on the control panel to release it, then tilt forward, being careful as it's still connected by wires. Then, remove the 2 electrical connectors by depressing the locking tab, gently wiggling until it releases, and remove the wires from the retainers. Once the wires are removed, you can separate the control panel from the chassis. Next, remove the control knob from the control panel by inserting your fingers between the knob and the panel, squeezing while pulling the knob away from the panel until it releases. The board is located here. The first thing we need to do is disconnect this electrical connector. To disconnect, first remove it from the retainer, depress the locking tab, and wiggle until it releases. Next, locate all of the white tabs on the back of the control panel, depress and push through until they release. This may be difficult, time-consuming, and also a little irritating as some of them get stuck. If needed, use a flat blade screwdriver to help release the tabs. With all of the tabs released, you can now lift off the faceplate. Then, release the tabs holding the board to the faceplate. Next, remove the Phillips screw and release the remaining tabs. Be careful not to break the tabs. If you have a bad user control and display board and you need to purchase a new one, you can check out our website, partsdoctor.com. We'll leave a link in the description below. You want to make sure you're searching with the model number from the tag on your dryer to make sure you get the correct part. To reinstall, start by aligning the board with the plastic housing, then set in place, and reinstall the control cover by aligning and gently squeezing until the tabs snap back in place. Now, reinstall the Phillips screw. Now, align the control panel face to the display board and gently snap back in place. Next, align the 2 control panel pieces, gently squeeze until all the tabs snap back in place. Now, reconnect the electrical connector by aligning and pushing until it snaps in place, and reinstall the wire into the retainer. To install the knob, align the flat edge on the knob to the flat edge on the stem on the control panel and firmly press to snap back in place. To install the control panel, start by inserting the tabs on the panel into the openings on the chassis. Now, reconnect the two electrical connectors by aligning, pushing till they snap in place, and reinstall the wires into the retainers. Then, tilt the control panel back in place and reinstall the 4 screws. To reinstall the top cover, make sure the rear of it, which is noted by the gray pieces, is facing the rear of the dryer. Align the top cover guides to the opening in the top cover. Continue to push forward until it locks back in place. Next, reinstall the 2 screws. With everything put back together, plug the dryer in to make sure everything's working properly. So that's it for this video. If you learned something new, hit that like button. And if you enjoy fixing things, please consider subscribing.